Ever look at that small balcony or patio and just dream of a lush green space? But then you think, I don't have the room, or I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to show you how to turn that small corner into a thriving garden oasis. And trust me, it's way easier than you think.
Okay, so let's dive right in. We've broken it all down into 4 simple pillars. First, we'll talk about the living foundation. Yep, that's the soil. Then we'll get into smart setups for small spaces. After that, we'll cover how to choose your green allies, the perfect plants. And finally, we'll wrap up with some simple, sustainable habits to keep it all going.
So let's kick things off with pillar number 1, the living foundation. You want to know the secret that every single great gardener knows? It's this. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with healthy soil.
Now, first things first, we've got to get one thing straight. We are talking about soil, not dirt. Yeah, there's a huge difference. As gardening experts explain, soil is a living, breathing ecosystem. Dirt, that's just the dead stuff you sweep off the floor. Getting this difference is absolutely critical.
So what exactly is this living ecosystem made of? Well, healthy soil is kind of like a perfect recipe. You've got about 45% minerals, 25% water, 25% air, and then this really crucial 5% of organic matter. It's this exact balance that creates the perfect home for your plants to thrive.
And this is what we mean when we say it's a bustling community. It's not just some stuff to hold up roots. No, you've got plant roots interacting with organic matter, water, good insects, earthworms moving around and aerating everything, and literally billions of microbes. It's a whole living system down there.
And just to really put that into perspective, get this. A single teaspoon, just one, of healthy soil can hold more living organisms than there are people on the entire planet. I mean, that is a staggering amount of life, all working together to support your garden.
So we've got this amazing living soil. Awesome. Now, where do we put it? That brings us right to pillar 2, smart setups. This is all about how you can build a garden when you have zero actual ground to work with.
Container gardening is going to be your absolute best friend here. And it's super simple. First, find a container. You can use old buckets, crates, whatever. It's a great way to reduce waste. Second, and this is non-negotiable, make sure it has drainage holes. Plant roots hate sitting in water. And third, think about depth. Herbs are cool in shallow pots, but if you're dreaming of growing carrots, you're going to need something much deeper.
Now, if you're really tight on space, think up. Vertical gardening is a total game changer. It gets everything off the ground, freeing up that precious floor space. But it also improves airflow around the plants, which helps prevent things like mold and disease. And let's be honest, harvesting at eye level, so much easier on your back.
Okay, we've got our soil, we've got our setup. Now for the really fun part. What are we going to plant? This is pillar 3, choosing your green allies. And this is all about being smart and picking plants that will not only thrive in your space, but also support the little world around you.
And the first rule here couldn't be more practical. Just grow what you'll actually use and what you love to eat, right? In a small space, every single inch counts, so fill it with things you're genuinely excited about, whether that's fresh basil for pasta, some spicy chili peppers, or juicy cherry tomatoes.
Now, let's talk ecology for just a second. It's really helpful to know the difference between native plants and invasive plants. Think of native plants as the local heroes. They evolved right here, and they provide the perfect food and shelter for local birds and insects. Invasive plants, on the other hand, are kind of like the non-native bullies. They can take over and actually harm the local ecosystem.
So why does this all matter? Well, according to the ecologist Doug Tallamy, a garden that's just 70% native plants can fully support the local ecosystem. Think about that. That's a powerful and honestly a really achievable goal. You can make a huge positive impact while still saving some room for a few of your non-native favorites.
All right, you've got the soil, the containers, and the plants. So how do you keep it all going? That brings us to our final pillar, sustainable garden habits. These are the simple, ongoing things you can do to make sure your little green oasis thrives for the long haul.
Let's start with watering, because it's so easy to get wrong. The key is to be smart about it. First, just stick your finger in the soil. If the top 2 inches feel dry, then it's time. And when you do water, do it deeply and slowly. This encourages the roots to grow down deep. Frequent, light sprinkles? Yeah, that's the no-go. That just creates shallow, needy roots. Oh, and a little pro tip, water in the morning to lose less to evaporation.
Okay, so here's a question for you. How can you feed your soil amazing nutrients for free
and reduce the amount of waste coming from your kitchen at the same time?
The answer? A mini compost bin. And it is so incredibly simple. All you need is a bucket with a lid. Just toss in your veggie scraps, your coffee grounds, even shredded paper. The only big rule is to avoid meat and dairy. Give it a stir every now and then, and before you know it, you'll be creating what gardeners call black gold for your plants.
And finally, let's talk pests. You can easily skip the harsh chemicals. You can use natural options like neem oil. Or, even better, try something called companion planting. It's just growing certain plants together because they help each other out. The classic example is planting basil next to your tomatoes. The basil helps keep pests away, and, they also happen to taste fantastic together.
So at the end of the day, remember this, you absolutely do not need a huge yard to grow something amazing. With a little bit of creativity and these smart habits, even the tiniest patio can become a thriving, productive oasis. So the only question left is, what are you going to plant first?